Hello, 6th class students. This is your science teacher, Miss Uruma, and I am going to teach you chapter 7, Getting to Know Plants. So, in this chapter, we will learn about different types of plants. So, different types of plants means their shapes, their sizes, and of which these plants are. Okay, we will study about these things in this chapter. Like what is the shape of that plant, or what is the size of that plant. Okay, these things we will study in this chapter. Okay, let's move further. So before we move further, first of all we should know that why plants are so important for us. So plants are very important thing for us, okay, for living organism, like for human beings or animals. Why? Because plants provide us food directly or indirectly. Okay, for example, if you will say that I am a non-vegetarian, so you are a non-vegetarian, but then also if plants will not be there, then you will not able to eat food. Why? Because see, firstly a plant. So a plant used to manufacture its food with the help of sunlight. Okay, so because of sunlight the plant is making its food, so it is okay. Now plant is grown because of sunlight. Okay, so sunlight is also important for us because plants are making food with the help of sunlight. Now herbivore will eat this plant because it is dependent on the plant for its food. Okay, so now herbivore is eating food from the plant, eating the plant. Okay, after that the herbivore is able to survive because of the plants. Okay, they are able to survive because of plants. Now carnivore will eat the herbivore. Okay, now carnivore will eat an herbivore. So that is why carnivores are able to survive because of the herbivores, and herbivores are able to survive because of the carnivores. So we are also, if we will say that we are non-vegetarian, then we are also dependent upon herbivores. If herbivores will not eat plants, then how can we able to eat them? Okay, so directly or indirectly we are dependent upon plants because it is very obvious that we get vegetables from plants only. Okay, so now we will move further. As in previous classes, you all have studied about different types of plants, different kinds of plants like trees, shrubs, herbs, creepers and climbers. So what are trees? Trees are the big plants that we used to see. Okay, see, trees have thick hard brown colored stem. Okay, you have seen the tree now. So the trunk of the tree is hard brown. Okay, it is hard and it is brown in color. And the stems, okay, stems have branches, okay, and roots go deep inside the soil. So these are the trees. For example, guava tree, peepal tree, banyan tree. Okay, all these are plant trees. Now we will talk about shrubs. So what are shrubs? The bushy plants are called as shrubs. So these plants are woody. Okay, they also have woody stem, brown colored stem. Okay, for example, rose, bougainvillea. Now next is herbs. So what are herbs? Herbs are those which have soft green colored stem. For example, coriander. Okay, have you seen coriander leaves? So coriander has green colored stem. Okay, green and very soft, as we can break it also. Now creepers and climbers. So creepers means they depend upon any material. They depend on anything else for their support. Okay, they used to creep like this. Okay, they cannot stand erect. They cannot stand vertically upward. They used to be horizontal. Okay, that's why they are called as creepers. So what are climbers? I think you have seen climbers. For example, grapes plant. Because grapes plant used to grow on a rope, like in a spiral manner. Okay, so these are called as climbers. Understood everyone? Kinds of plants. Now we will talk about structure of a plant. Kinds of plants are clear. Now we will talk about structure. What is the structure of a particular plant? Okay, all plants have same structure, but plants are different because of the fruit. They used to grow fruit or flower. So now we will talk about structure of plant. Okay, so in a plant body, two systems are there. One is root system and second is shoot system. Root system contains lower portion, okay, which is under the soil. Okay, the roots which are under the soil is called as root system, and shoot system is just above the earth surface. Okay, just above the soil. that is called as shoot system. So shoot system contains stem, branches, leaves, flowers and fruit. Or we can also say that the root system is away from sunlight and shoot system is towards the sunlight. Okay, so this is also a dissimilarity between them. Understood everyone? So now we will talk about root system in very much detail. So root system is under the ground, as you can see in this diagram of a plant. In this root system is this. Okay, it is under the ground. So we will as we are talking about roots, so we will talk about different types of roots. One is taproot. So what is taproot? Taproot means roots used to develop from one root. For example, one root will grow. From that root, different threads of the roots will grow from that one root. Okay. So what is fibrous root? What is fibrous root? Fibrous root means there is no main root. For example, in taproot, one main root used to grow, and then from that main root, different roots will grow. But in fibrous roots, all roots grow separately. Okay. They used to develop in bunch. Understood everyone? What are adventitious roots? Adventitious roots means the roots which used to arise from any other part of the plant, like for example stem or leaves. Okay, and we can think of a plant like the banyan tree. Okay, banyan tree, in that roots used to grow from the stems. Okay, from the branches the roots used to grow. That's why it has adventitious roots. I think all of you have understood this, different kinds of roots. So now we will talk about functions of roots. So what are the functions of roots? Whenever we used to water plants, where we water? We used to give water to the plants from the roots. Am I right? We used to water the roots of the plants. Now why? Because the roots absorb water and minerals from the soil. Okay. Then they transport that water to the other parts of the plant. Okay. And because of the root. Okay, because root is making the plant strong, because it is the base of the plant. If the base will not be strong, then how the plant will be strong? So root is the base. Just because of the root, the plant is able to stand straight. Okay. Third point is that roots are holding the soil. Okay, it is binding the soil together. Okay, otherwise so that soil will not blow by the wind or water. That's why it is holding the soil. Next is, what is modified root? Modified root means when roots used to store food. When the roots will store food, then they are called as modified food. Modified root. For example, carrot, radish and turnip. Okay, these are the modified roots. What is prop root? Prop root means, like I have told you, adventitious roots. Just like that, prop roots are also there. When the roots used to come out from the branches, okay, from the branches, and they grow towards the soil, then it is called as prop root. Understood everyone? So root system is clear to everyone. Now shoot system. So what is shoot system? Shoot system contains stem. Okay, stem, leaves, flowers, fruits. Okay, from the stems. Okay, from the stems, leaves, flowers and fruits used to arise. Okay, so stem is the most important part of the shoot system. Okay. Okay, so what is node and internode? The points where the leaf used to grow. For example, it is a plant and leaf is growing from here. Okay, so this part is called as the node. Okay, so this is the leaf, this is node. For example, any other leaf will grow from here. Okay, so the distance between the part between two nodes is called as internode. Okay everyone, this is called as internode. The nodes where the leaf used to arise called as nodes, and the part between two nodes is called as internode. Okay everyone, now we will talk about functions of stem. What is the function of stem? All of you know that stem used to bear the aerial parts of the plant. Aerial means which are away from soil. Okay, that are aerial parts of the plant. Okay, which is above the earth surface. Now stem used to make the plant stand upright. Okay, stand upright so that the leaf can be exposed to sunlight. Okay everyone. Next is, what is modified stem? Modified stem like modified roots, I have told you na, just like that modified stems are also there. Okay, which when the stem starting to store food, then they are called as modified stem. For example, plants of potato, ginger, etc. Okay. Now if we are talking about stem, then we will talk about the stems of the plant which are present in desert. Okay, so the plants that are present in desert, they have very thick stem because they used to store water also inside them. Why water? Because in desert areas there is very lack of water availability. That's why they used to store water for so much time. That's why they have very thick or fleshy stem or leaf. Okay everyone. Climbers in climbers they have modified stem. Modified stem, like I have told you na, that climbers they have spiral stem like this. For example, grapes. Okay, and these spiral stem, these coiled structure is called as tendrils. Okay everyone. Okay, so now we will talk about, firstly we have I have informed you about stem. Now we will talk about leaf. So leaf is the most important part of the plant. Okay, because leaf is the kitchen of the cell. It is providing food to the plant. That's why it is a very important part of the plant. Roots are providing minerals and water to the plant, and leaves are providing food to the plant because it is a kitchen of the cell. And the green color or green pigment present on leaves is called as chlorophyll. Okay, just because of this chlorophyll, the photosynthesis process for making food is going on in plants. Okay. Now if we are talking about leaves, then we will talk about different shapes and sizes of leaves, because in different plants there is different shapes and sizes of leaves are present. Okay, so we will talk about the structure of leaf. So this is a leaf. Okay, so the outline of the leaf or outline or the full leaf is called as lamina. Okay, lamina or leaf blade. The outer covering of leaf is called as lamina or leaf blade. Now this middle one line or rib we can say, it is called as midrib. Okay, midrib or mid-vein. It is called as midrib or mid-vein. Understood everyone? These veins which are arising from this main vein, these veins are called as veins. Okay, these lines are called as veins. Veins means like we have veins na in our hands, in our feet, okay, on our head. Veins means nerves. Just like that in leaf also different types of veins are present. The main vein is called as midrib and the veins which are arising from the main vein are called as veins. Now the base of the leaf or the stalk of the leaf which is holding the leaf, this stalk is called as petiole. Okay everyone. So I think you all have understood the structure of leaf. What is the structure of leaf? What is the different parts of the leaf? That are lamina, midrib, veins and petiole. Now if we are talking about veins, then we will talk about venation also. What is venation? The arrangement of veins. Okay, this arrangement is called as venation. Okay, why we are talking about arrangement of veins? Because in different leaves, different type of arrangement of veins is present. Okay, different type of venation is present. Now presently only two types of venations are there. One is parallel venation and second is reticulate venation. So what is reticulate venation? This type of arrangement of veins is called as reticulate venation. Okay everyone, this type of arrangement of veins is called as reticulate venation. And the parallel arrangement of veins, like you have seen the corn leaf of the corn, you have seen corn or bhutta we can say. Okay, the leaf of that plant have parallel venation. Okay, this is reticulate venation and the parallel arrangement of veins is called as parallel venation. See, this leaf has parallel venation, you can see, it is very clear. Okay, for example grass or paddy or rice we can say. Okay, so now we will talk about functions of leaf. So functions of leaves are very common. All of you know that it used to manufacture food for the plant. Okay, with the help of chlorophyll, sunlight, water and carbon dioxide. Okay, and this whole process of making of food in leaf is called as photosynthesis. And by the process of photosynthesis, what is being made? By the process of photosynthesis, the chlorophyll will change into water and carbon dioxide into glucose and oxygen. Okay, and with the help of sunlight. Okay everyone. So in a very simple manner I will explain you this, that for example, see, leaf is the kitchen of the cell. In this chlorophyll is present. For example, in a kitchen utensils are present, just like that. In leaves chlorophyll is present. So leaf is the kitchen and chlorophyll is the utensil. Okay. In this utensil, when your mother used to cook food, then what she do in the utensil? She used to put the different ingredients now for making the food. Just like that, we will put different types of ingredients in this utensil, in chlorophyll. What are these ingredients? Water, carbon dioxide, okay. And for making food, we need gas stove also. In place of gas stove, in leaves, they use sunlight. Understood everyone? So this is the process of making of food in leaves. I think all of you have understood. Now, two more functions are there also of leaf. See, one more important feature of leaf is stomata. What is a stomata? These are the tiny pores present on leaves, okay, for exchange of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. For example, in a human body, which organ used for the exchange of gases? Lungs are used now. Just like that, in place of lungs, in leaves, stomata is present. Okay. Now, transpiration. What is transpiration? The loss of excess water. When excess water is being stored in the leaves, then for their loss, what is used? Which process is used? That is transpiration. Okay, everyone. Now, last structure of plant is flower. Now, last part of plant is flower. It is also a very important part of the plant. See, you can see the image of the flower. See, in this, what are the parts of the flower? These colorful leaves are called as petals. Okay, these colorful part is called as petals. This green colored leaves are called as sepals. This swollen part is called as thalamus. Okay, and just below the swollen part, this part is called as pedicel. Understood everyone? Petals, sepals, thalamus, pedicel. Okay, and now we will talk about this. These are the male and female reproductive organ of plant. So this is the male reproductive organ. What is present in this? See, anther is present. Okay, and this is the filament. Okay, the thread-like structure is called as filament and the upper structure is called as anther, bean-like structure. Okay, so this is the male reproductive organ. The female reproductive organ contains ovary. This is ovary. This elongated structure is called as style, and this structure is called as stigma. Okay, the stigma, style and ovary. And just inside the ovary, what is present? Ovule. Okay everyone. So these are the structure of female reproductive part of the plant, also called as pistil. Okay, this is called as pistil and this is called as stamen. Okay. So now we will talk about functions of flowers. Okay. So now I will tell two more parts of the flower. One is whorl. What is whorl? The arrangement of petals is called as whorl. Okay everyone, and sometimes what happens when sepals and petals are connected to each other, like sepals will not be like this, they will be connected to this thalamus like this only, they will not be like this. Then the whole structure, then petals and sepals are not separated, then togetherly the petals and sepals are called as tepals. Okay everyone, then it is called as tepals. So now we will talk about function of flower. What are the function of flower? Okay, see what happened now. Firstly, the insect come on the flower. It will sit on the flower and it will sit on the male reproductive organ of the flower, that is on anther. It will sit. Then what happened? Inside the anther, pollen grains are present. Whenever an insect used to come on the anther, then pollen grains will stick to its leg, okay, or its feet. Okay, it will get stick on their feet and then they will move to other plant or a female reproductive part of the plant. They will move, then they will release the pollen grains there. Then pollen grains will reach to the stigma of the female reproductive part, and this whole process is called as pollination. Okay, transferring of pollen grains from male reproductive part to the female reproductive part by insects is called as pollination. Okay, so by this process